October 2024 full moon reading, what to expect. Supermoon is going to bring a lot of just heightened awareness to a lot of things. It's going to help illuminate a lot of things that's happening in our life. And there is a huge, huge thing about transformation. The cards even are like transformation. So let's go ahead and dive into the reading and figure out what to expect with this full moon and how we're going to navigate the waters of everything that's happening. As always, I do all my cards individually and then I pull the full story at the end of the video. So make sure you stick to the end of the video to get the full message on how you're going to handle this just chaos of a full moon right now. So let's start with you. Not who you are as a person, just who you are in this situation. And right now we're the moon reversed. Irony. Let's be real here. So the moon reversed. Let's just talk about the moon. When we have the moon in its upright position, it means that we're receiving a lot of information and that there's a lot of confusion and uncertainty. In its reverse position, though, it means that we're getting a lot of clarity, which should be a great thing. But right now, I'm honestly getting that this clarity is revealing things that we don't necessarily want to see. That can be either about ourselves or somebody else. So when I have my moon in its reverse position right now, I'm honestly thinking that you as a person is going through some things and this full moon is just shining a big spotlight on things, and it's probably not the prettiest things that we want to see about ourselves or about what's going on in our life. And it's uncomfortable right now. I'm feeling uncomfortable with this moon reversed, which is odd for me because I typically love to see it in its reverse position because it's better that way typically, but I'm not feeling that with this moon right now. The second card is our issue, like what is actually, happening right now, the source of all of our problems with this full moon. And this is the Seven of Wands in its reverse position. So right now we are being uber defensive. We are just, feeling that all all six of these alligators is going to take our prey. Oh, our prey's over here. It's going to take our prey. This one alligator is defending his cave, his territory. I don't think alligators are in caves, but I don't know. He's defending something. And it's one of those things when we have the Seven of Wands in its reverse position, you have had to get people to listen, to see, hey, take me seriously. I know what I'm talking about and I'm doing the thing that I'm doing, whether you like it or not. The Seven of Wands in its reverse position, though, is saying that people are noticing, they're seeing it. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're backing down. It just means that, yeah, she's doing this, but we're still having doubt. So they're verbally and physically backing down, but it's like one of those, they still don't believe you, and you're feeling that energy right now. When I have the Seven of Wands in its reverse position, as people are noticing what you're doing and they're getting ready to back down, but it's not a guarantee that they're actually backing down yet, which is really exhausting. But know that they're seeing that you're actually taking this seriously and they're taking that into consideration. Our next card is how we're dealing with it. And we're dealing it with the Three of Pentacles. And once again, I want to point out, so like with the Three of Pentacles, first, let's talk about Pentacles being about time and energy and not just about finances because we spend time and we spend energy. But look at this. We have three wolves around an elk. I'm pretty sure that's an elk. And the Three of Pentacles is about being recognized for your energy, for people seeing everything that you've worked hard for and knowing, oh, this is what she's doing. Let's see if we can collaborate with her. But right now, again, I'm not getting that energy with this card. I literally see that the people who are paying attention to you are either wanting something from the work that you're doing or are wanting to, actually see if they can use it to gain for their own gain and advantage. So this is really a feel to be cautious, or are you already in a place where you are being cautious and it's keeping you from wanting to move forward? Think about elk or deer or any type of animal that is typically a prey animal. They will run when they need to run, but before that, they freeze and they observe. So if right now you're in a freeze and observe place, don't stay stuck there. Eventually, you do have to move or you're going to get eaten. I'm not saying that the three wolves are something to be ignored or to, that they're not actually a threat, because I really feel right now that you're working on something, but, people are circling in on you. I feel like right now, though, it's a need to move. We need to move. Ugh. Okay, our next card here is the Knight of Cups, and this is what is being illuminated. So here I'm seeing that we're in a very emotional space. When I have the Knight of Cups, I know that the emotions are going, and oh my goodness, full moon right now. Let's be real here, causing our emotions to be haywire. Big shocker, right? But here's the thing with knights, they like to move, 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 go, go, go. But this is the Knight of Water. Water flows. Water can be rapid too, and water can create waves. So, right now, everything that's happening is our emotions are just overflowing. Now, this could be good emotions, this could be happy emotions, and that's great if that is what it is. Continue to lean into that. But if your emotions that are overflowing right now are anxiety, fear, stress, anger, hurt, any of those emotions, even disappointment, we really need to focus on trying to not contain the rapids, but working through the rapids. Why do we have to work through the rapids? Because this is a very emotional and it's kind of a highly volatile time. I'm not going to lie. I don't know a lot about astrology, but I know right now there's a lot going on up there. And because of that, we need to make sure that we are keeping in check with our emotions. Our next card is how we surrender and let go. The Hermit in its reverse position. So, how we surrender and let go is literally by processing these emotions. It's by working with it, it's by dealing with it. Look at this card. It is a spider working on a web with literally the full moon and what looks like a supermoon in the background. So, how are we handling this? What do we need to do? What's our advice? Our advice is to go inside and stop seeking external validation. With the caveat, because it is in its reverse position, not to stay withdrawn and just put our head in the sand. There's a fine balance here. We need to go in, we need to work on this. We need to actually give ourselves the ability to say, I'm going to do what I need to do for myself, and I'm going to process this, and I'm going to do it in a way that's best for me. But we're not going to allow ourselves to put our head in the sand and say, I'm not dealing with this right now. That is the warning about the Hermit reversed. When the Hermit's reversed, it's a reminder that we still have to work through it no matter how uncomfortable it is. Because our final card, our way forward, is death. Now, I want to remind you that this just means change. That's all it means. But it is in its upright position, which means that this is going to be a big change. Something that's happening in this full moon is bringing about huge change and transformation. I've seen all the astrologers talk about it, and now my cards are literally verifying all the stuff that the astrologers are talking about. I'm not going to lie, my mind was kind of blown when I laid out these cards. I was like, holy snap. We're in something. I know I'm feeling it. So let's pull full story together here because we are starting with the moon in its reverse position. We are seeing things for what they really are. And I want to point out there's a wolf in this picture, and there's a wolf in our Three of Pentacles. So, what I'm getting at with this, because this is how we're dealing with things, maybe it's one of those things too where the things that are being shown to us are things that are important for our survival. Think about this. And I'm not talking about being stuck in survival mode, but I'm talking about you needing to do what you need to do to get to the next phase of what you're trying to go for. Because emotional and spiritual survival are a thing. And it's one of those things where those are what gets neglected. And the full moon has a really great time at saying, hey, those emotions, those triggers, they need to be paid attention to. So right now, we are being forced literally to see things in a very clear and understanding way. I understand that you've been working on this and that you have been doing everything you can to get people to listen to you. And yeah, they're listening. The Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands in its reverse position tell me they're getting it and they're seeing it. You've been doing this for a while and they're going to back down. But that doesn't mean that we're in an easy state right now because our emotions are just going all over the place. Knight of Cups literally is just telling me that we aren't keeping our emotions in a place where they can be dealt with easily. Why do I know they can't be dealt with easily? because right now we're feeling uber defensive. We're feeling really defensive. And right now, we would rather just not deal with them. We would rather be forced to just ignore what's happening than actually allow ourselves to express the fear, allow ourselves to express the sadness in some type of healthy way. So let's stop avoiding whatever it is that our heart space and that our spirit wants us to work through, because this is huge transformation if you can do this. This is huge transformation if you can get yourself past this point and work through this growth point. Because when I have death in its upright position, that means it's going to be a phenomenal change. That means that whatever you're going to learn, whatever this lesson is, it's going to transform you in such a big way that you can never go back to being the old version of you. You will always be this newer, better, more powerful version of you, and that is a beautiful thing to see. That's your full story. If you want more tarot readings, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I do them weekly. I either do pick-a piles or I focus on the moon. Let me know in the comments below what exactly is being shown to you that you are trying to deal with right now, so that way you're not going through this alone. I understand that when things are being shown to you and it's not fun and you have to actually work through and express those emotions, that sometimes you just need someone to come in and kind of help you. Let me be that person for you. If you'd like a private reading, there is a link in the description below. That's all I have for you this week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.